After a successful Cricket World Cup, the most awaited auction was on the cards, which was the Women's Premier League. And the Women's Premier League Mega Auction is done and dusted. I have Orko, Deepu, and Gurpal Paji with me. Hello and welcome, everyone. Your thoughts? I first of all come to Orko. What an auction it was! Action packed. Surprise in the very first bid or very first name that came out of the pouch, and it was Alyssa Healy. And Jemima said when she went to Australia to play WBBL, saying that after my innings against Australia, I wondered that will Australia allow me to enter their country. The drop catch of Jemima's by Alyssa Healy that ensured that the door is by Alyssa Healy, according to you?
Well, of course, that's a very different perspective. I think that's not related. Maybe certain teams did feel, that they have enough keeping options in them. Of course, Alisa Healy brings with herself a huge wealth of experience. She can open and, six-time World Cup winner, also can give you captaincy. But somehow, maybe some teams do look beyond certain players after a specific time. Even in men's, we see that, Chris
Yeah,
Gayle being the most successful player, Warner being such a successful player, Raina being such a successful player, but they will also look past. So I think that's something what happened with Alyssa Healy, but we never know, replacement signings and all such things could happen. I did expect someone to pick her up from the unsold list, but sadly that didn't happen.
yeah, this was one of the shocking names, and rightly mentioned by Jihan too. That Alyssa Healy was the biggest shocking big names according to him. But what about the big names that went into the auction tables? The top buys, five top buys. Gurpal Paji, starting with Deepti Sharma. Was there ever a doubt that Deepti Sharma will not go as one of the top buys in the auction?
No, never. I already predicted in my friends chat group that Deepti Sharma would be the highest bidder for the auction. And my one of my friends reminded you were right when she got the bid of 3.20 with that RTM thing. So she told me and you were right. Deepti Sharma will fetch the maximum money. And I'm also not surprised with the amount Amelia Kerr got because she's again an all rounder leg spinner. He was the highest wicket taker in the last year and helped Mumbai to win the title. And I was a bit surprised for Shikha Pandey and Sophie
Okay.
Devine to an extent. But Shikha Pandey, as you know, Indian premier fast bowler, she has performed well for Delhi in the last three WPLs. So I guess she's getting her worth, and I'm happy as an Indian. I'm happy for that she as an Indian she is getting this much of money in women's and all. And Sophie Devine with her because she is now almost she is being retired from all forms of cricket. So
Correct.
2 crore is bit heavy for her, but she's that type of player who brings a lot of variety to the team. She can open the batting, she can play in the middle order, where she's flexible and she can give some quality overs as well. And Meg Lanning,
Definitely.
we tried hard for her till 1.5 or 1.6 crores, but the writing was on the wall. UP was having a lot of money, so
True
we
that.
could not.
Absolutely. But Paji, I'll stop you here because I want to know the perspective of Deepu too. Deepu, three out of the five are overseas players, and that's the reason why we say that the WPL overseas players also look forward to. Couple of them are retired players. The veterans are stepping, or rather, three of them: Shikha Pandey, Sophie Devine, and Meg Lanning. Especially Meg Lanning going to the UP Warriors. Your thoughts, Captain Material, straight away?
I'm still not able to digest it that she'll not be wearing the DC colors, but it's unfortunate. But the life goes on. So yeah, obviously all the very best to Meg. Hopefully lose against us in the finals. But still, yeah, I think a great buy for UPR. Obviously, a side that was looking to overall their side and obviously what they had in the past few years. So I think yeah, they've got a great captain and also a great team.
Okay, and we expected the UP Warriors to
Yeah.
dictate terms, wasn't it, Orko? But when you talk about Amelia Kerr and Deepti Sharma, two all rounders, even Sophie Devine, three quality all rounders who are match winners, proven match winners. How much of a balance does it give side? I think UP Warriors have gone for Deepti, Mumbai Indians have gone for Amelia Kerr, Sophie Devine is also there, one of the strongest all rounders for the New Zealand, and now for the franchisees. Your thoughts on them?
Well, definitely. They bring with themselves, multiple skills, not just batting, but bowling as well. And quality bowling and batting is what they provide. So I think definitely such players are, a big wealth for any team to have. So unsurprisingly, we see such players getting high amounts. So definitely happy for what they have got, especially Deepti, because, she was in the auction, which many people were surprised to see that she wasn't retained, but getting a fair price, especially after the kind of World Cup she had, it gets the laurels and the benefits that she certainly deserves.
Absolutely. But now moving on to one team at a piece and talking about, first of all, the Delhi Capitals. And we'll quickly come to the Delhi Capitals. First of all, Paji, your reactions, your thoughts on how the auction went for the Delhi Capitals before we discuss about the squad in depth.
I guess we were almost cooked in the first ball only when Deepti Sharma, when we raised the attempt 3.20. I was just praying कि UP must accept this offer, otherwise we are cooked for the whole day. That's
Why?
no doubt.
Because wasn't it worth, because it was an Indian plus a quality of Deepti Sharma?
No, at least the budget. We have only 5.70. Then 3.2, if you spend on Deepti Sharma, then with remaining 2.50, you have to build almost 15 to 16 players. So that is, then you will lose many players. So you can't get all players for 10 lakhs, or even if you got for 10 lakhs, again you are spending 1.50 crore. So quality
Correct.
will be missed if that happens. The quality players will
Quality
have
will
missed.
be missed, but if you look into the quality, it turned out to be a blessing in disguise, missing out on Deepti Sharma. And as Deepu said, that he is disappointed not to get a Meg Lanning into the side. Straight swap, Laura Wolward, champion player. What an innings she played in the final of the World Cup too, but unfortunately end up being the losing side. Is Laura Wolward your best signing? Are you going for either of the spinners? Sneerana, I can spot here. You also had many all-rounders, Murray's and Cap, Annabelle Sutherland. Which one was your favorite by in this auction table?
Actually, Pritham, I participated in the mock auction, so you won't
Okay.
believe. I had Laura Wolbert, I had Shinal Henry, I had Sneh Rana,
Wow.
I had Dia Yadav, I had Sri Charni. So all those
All five.
picks we got in here. The missing one, you will always amazed to what they have missed. They have missed Ashwini Kumari, they have missed Vaishnavi Sharma, and they have missed Jeet Risha. Had we not bid for Tanya Bhatia, we could have easily gone for those three players as well.
Mhm.
Because that would have given us a lot of bench strength. We will talk about this later. That would have given us a lot of bench strength, which is I feel which is we are missing in the Indian bowling department when it's come to Indian
Okay.
bowling department. Otherwise, it looks
Correct.
so very balanced team, very settled team. And I guess what the thinking behind this is let's go for the best playing 11 of yours, and rest we will see how the season goes, because it's a 1 month tournament, not a 2 month tournament like an IPL. We have 14 16 matches. For the 6 7 matches, this looks like a settled team. And if anything goes by, then we have another 2 years to build up this team as a
It is
so strong
correct,
team.
but if you talk about Deepur, if you talk about the seam department, that looks the only weak point, because you have Sri Charani, you have Snehrana, two top class spinners. But if you talk about the seam department, heavily reliant on Marisa and Cap and Annabelle Sutherland, the two overseas all rounders, to deliver with the ball, which means 8 overs to them, but lack of experience. Last time you had a Shikha Pandey, who is now playing for a different franchisee. Shikha Pandey is not there anymore for the Delhi Capitals. Do you think you missed out on an experienced Indian player at least?
Yeah, we have, and I was rooting for Renuka that we'll go for her. She I think went for 40 lakhs. So yeah, I think not a very big amount. We could have gone on for her, especially after missing out on Deepti. So I think yes, we missed out on a seam department. That's the reason I'm a little worried, given that Marizan Cup and Annabelle Sutherland have to be the linchpin of our fast bowling unit. That means two overseas slots
Uh-huh.
go straight up. So
Correct. Exactly.
we have to sort out our overseas department, that which are the four players playing for us in the entire season.
Yeah, that is true. And that's where I come to you in terms of the overseas player Orco. If you look into the top four, Jemima Rodriguez also is there as one of the star Indian players, might be the future alongside Chef Ali Verma. Your thoughts, Captain Material? Who is it? Is it an Indian or is it an overseas player?
Well, I think it will be an Indian, because even the owners, in the middle of the auction, when they had a break, did say that they want to
Yeah.
persist with an Indian captain. And overall, for any side, in any franchise cricket, you would prefer to have, a veteran captain who is not, of course, taking up an overseas slot. So I think Jemima, rightly the person who should lead the team. And even we were having a discussion before this, this live session, in which we were thinking that if you promote certain players as leaders from now, they'll help us in the future for our Indian cricket as well. So I think if you keep all those in mind, Jemima certainly would tick all the boxes. This is the right time for her to take over, and I think he has enough abilities in leadership, which she would definitely love to prove.
Absolutely. And Delhi Capitals look a formidable side. Balance will come to what their squad looks like later around. But defending champions, RCB or Co, they look even more formidable. And if we talk about few red hot signings they've got, And one of them, I'm certainly saying, Orko, it's Nadine de Klerk.
Definitely. I mean, how mouth-watering could a prospect be when you have someone like Richa Ghosh and Nedin de Klerk,
Exactly.
doing the finisher's job? So definitely, having such assets in your team, especially, in the death overs to finish games for you, to win games out of nowhere when you're perhaps needing a lot of runs to chase or score at the end, I think definitely a blessing in disguise that they've created. And we do know that RCB traditionally like to be a batting heavy side, but make no mistake, they have some good bowling options as well. So overall, they look a pretty good side and certainly a team to beat again.
Absolutely, it is certainly a team to beat. Definitely a team to beat because of the squad depth they have. But Deepu, if you talk about you were talking about Indian experience for the Delhi Capitals. I see Arundhati Reddy and Pooja Vatsakar both in the same squad. That's a blessing in disguise for RCB.
It's a brilliant squad. I mean, look at the names, even in the foreign contingent and obviously the Indian ones as well. Even in the spin department, they've got Radha Yadav, the retained Shriyanka Patil. So, that's quality spin. Maybe,
Yeah.
they might miss out on a wrist spinner, but yeah, overall, as Orko said, it's a match-winning squad, and they are there for the top three. Yeah, it's a really brilliant squad, and obviously they'll be the team to beat
They're
this.
certainly there for the top three,
Yeah.
but England players are also there in the squad, Paji. A little bit of England flavor I can see. Lauren Bell, Lindsay Smith is there, even a couple of Aussies, and one of them is Elise Perry and also Georgia Wall, Nadine Declerc, Grace Harris, powerhouse, power packed. Dayalan Hemalata was picked late in the auction, so she might promoted be at the number 3 spot. RCB look good. And how much will you miss the service of Radha Yadav?
I guess Radha Yadav is also a very good pick along with Pooja Vastrika. They are the all-rounder side. Lindsay Smith will give more power to the spin department as well. Laurel Bell is a good fast bowler. And you already mentioned about Grace Harris and Nadine Clark, what type of cricket they bring to the table. They are powerhouse. So they have the finishers. And with Alice Berry, she can play as aggressively as she wants, or she can play an anchor holding one inning together, one four together, and other batsmen can just play their national game. See, Risha Ghosh, Nathan Clark, Grace Harris, if they are coming, they have to come to bat. You can chase any total you want. And with Baroda and Diva Patil, we know red soil pitches. January month with a dew factor as well. They
Correct.
will be
Yeah.
batting paradise, which will actually suit this kind of team who are batting powerhouse. So that means
Mhm.
if they win the toss and they decide to chase, so they can chase any total if they get a good start from
They
Smriti
can
Mandana.
certainly chase any total because of the finishers they have, Paji. Because Richa Ghosh, you have a Nadine de Klerk, and also you will have the service of Radha Yadav, the batter too. Isn't that best option for you? Even if the asking rate is 10.
Definitely, I guess this could be a chasing team. I'm not sure about how they will be able to defend the total, but definitely they are a chasing team. Only if they can score in the excess of 180 to 200, so they could be able to defend. But it's definitely looking me as a chasing team for sure. And
Absolutely. And
other
what,
the
what
other
about the overseas seamers? I think only I can spot a Lauren Bell, whom I don't think so will be forced straight away into the 11. But what is your thought, Paji, into the overseas department of the RCB?
So I guess Smithy and management should make a call to Alice Perry. Her bowling will be required definitely because she has to take a load of bowling. If they wanted to play Nadine Clark and Grace Harris, then Alice Perry needs to bowl if we are because their fast bowling looks a bit thin because they Pooja Vasekar, we know she's also a good bowler. She can chip in with
Correct.
a new ball, and she's also a handy batter towards the end. Add Arundhati Reddy with the slower ones and all. So the bowling is set, but again, what we are saying, if they will be a do factor, so they looks like a more of a chasing team rather than defending team.
True that definitely it will look like a more of a chasing hunting side because of the power pack they have. They do not have the skill set to defend targets because of the weakness they have in the pace department. Certainly, they have a couple of bowling all rounders, Indian bowling all rounders. But moving into the next team, powerhouse of a side, the Mumbai Indians, Paji, always look planned, always look ready whenever they enter the auction. With even if they have the minimal purse in them, they look to bring their core back, and that's what I see the smile on the face of Nita Ambani and the other owners too. Paji, first of all, Amelia Kerr once again back into the Mumbai Indians. Is it the star player?
Definitely, they were happy to fetch 3.20 crore for 3.3 crore for Amelia Kerr because they wanted her badly. And you see Harmanpreet, Nat Xavier, Hailey Matthews, Amanjot Kaur, Kamalani, Amelia Kerr, Shabnam Ismail, Sanskriti Gupta, Sanjana Sajivan, Then yes, and Saika Shah, they all are core of Mumbai Indians team. They have all played for Mumbai Indians team together for the previous WPL. So they have got their core. And if you see their scouting, Poonam Khemna, a name to be heard. Sanskriti Gupta could be a new star
Yeah.
for Indian cricket. Raila Firdos is a very attacking batsman, and she could be a finisher that
Hmm?
Mumbai Indians looking for. You can see her videos on Twitter already floating once she got into Mumbai Indians auction signing. So her videos are getting floated on Twitter. So again, and Millie Illingworth, again a young Aussie pacer, and Shabnam Ismail. They were most happy to get Shabnam Ismail and Amelia Kerr in their ranks.
Correct.
I guess Harmanpreet was
Basically
there.
got the core back, and few of the players that played last season as well. One of them was Saika Ishak. Impressed us in the first couple of season. Hopefully she gets back going. Has been performing well for Bengal too. But Deepu, on the other hand, Mumbai Indians bowling department once again looks weak. Isn't there enough bowlers in the market? That looks like.
See, again, it all boils down to how Nat Shivabrand bowls for them, because obviously she has been that linchpin for them. Obviously, what Paji mentioned, that they've got Illingworth and many other pacers coming up, but I think on bowling, a lot depends on their spinners, how they bowl mid through. Pace department just looks a little bit thin. Obviously, all boils down to how Shabnam Ismail also starts up in the power play. If she gets a couple of quick wickets, then it will be a good day for MI. Otherwise, they'll be on the ropes.
Yeah, definitely. They are expected to be having a good side, but if these players don't click, then they are expected to be on the
Yeah.
ropes. But Haley Matthews, one of the players, Orko, who's not been in the greatest of touches, and might be concerning. But experienced players, form is temporary, class is permanent. One good knock, and they should be good to go. Similarly, our West Indian companion Deandra Doughton, when we talk about their squad too. Your thoughts on these West Indians?
Well, definitely. West Indians, they add a certain flavor to cricket, especially T20 cricket. And I think, with time they get better. And even if people think that they're past their prime, they somehow deliver, out of nowhere and bring their A game for the team. So I think that's what you would expect from Haley Matthew as well. Deandra Doughton also going, a bit low in form, of course, picked by UP. But, if someone has that much wealth of experience, I think they will just get going when the right time comes and also help in grooming the youngsters around. So I think given the
Yeah.
Caribbean flavor they already have, I think you will certainly see some performances coming from them.
Definitely. And overseas players, if we talk about the Mumbai Indians, look good. Yes, Paji, over to you once again.
In the middle of auction, Parth Jinder was saying that there should be a home and away format for the WPL as well, maybe
Yeah,
coming in season, because as we have seen, covered three teams: Mumbai Indians, Delhi Capitals, and RCB. So teams have been picked on a short-term goal, maybe for this year,
correct,
seeking the
correct, correct.
red soil wicket. Because Baroda and Devai Patel, red soil wicket during January, placid batting tracks, due factor will also be there. So the teams are looking, composition of team more are looking for with the spinners as well, and the pacer as well, and good heavy batting, because red soil is what you can have. You have spinners, fast bowlers come into play, and batsmen can play their strokes as well. And with the due factor, because it's early Jan Feb will be the when the matches will be played on. So more of the teams are likely based on these two venues they have picked their squad and conditions, and the climatic conditions, and the pitch conditions.
Conditions are definitely coming into play, and they certainly should come into play because of the squads every teams have gone for. I see some of the sides have gone for a spin heavy Indian side, while the overseas players have been seamers. Gujarat Giants are one of the sides, looked promising, had plannings as well. Deepu, your thoughts on how this team looks like, because they went with very less number of retentions. Ash Garden and Beth Mooney were their only players. Your thoughts, what do you look into? And one of the players, Sophie Devine and Renuka Singh Thakur, two big names, what they were picked straight away into the marquee list. They done a good job according to you?
Yeah, they've done a really good job. Some big names over there. Obviously, Sophie Devine. Then Gujarat needed a middle order batter, and they've got an all rounder. And Sophie Devine, Renuka Singh Thakur will add to their bowling. Bharti Fulmali, a good hitter of the ball. Tita Sadhu again, great option. Kashmi Gautam. So they have great options in there, and obviously there will be more of a confusion for them. What will be their first 11 starting the start when the tournament starts. But yes, on the paper they look really good including Kim Garth and all the
They certainly
credentials.
look really good. You set up for the Sophie Devine in the middle order. I assume the Yastika Bhatia will don the gloves too, or is it going to be Beth Mooney? I'm not too sure about that. But Orko, they also have a Danny Whitehodge. How do you play that? Because Danny Whitehodge and Beth Mooney, are they probably your two openers? Because that fills your overseas slot too in the two of them, but they have enough quality.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, those are the kind of openers you would want, to start with some experience and all. And I think Danny White definitely brings that something similar to that. And Beth Mooney, again, you cannot think of benching any one of these players. So I think they would be the ones who would start the game as well. And most of the teams, for that matter, are going in that way. Going top heavy, relying on the foreign players to give them some batting solidity at the top. So I think that's what Gujarat would likely do even this time around, and maybe slip in a few Indians in the middle order or the lower order.
Yeah, that will be key. But the team balance will be looked into, and the way they've made their auction in the second half of the auction has been key. Because if you look into the players they've gone for, Rajeshwari Gaikwad, very experienced Indian player. Georgia Vera, my match winner, she has scored tons and tons of hundreds as well. Paji, these are experience will come into play, and if you have a couple of match winning Aussies into the side, Ashley Gardner, Georgia Vera with the same 11. That's Delhi.
Why you're missing Beth Mooney and Kim Garth? Kim Garth also brings a
That
lot.
makes your four overseas actually.
Four overseas.
If I keep aside a Kim Garth, I see a Sophie Devine, Beth Mooney, Ash Gardner, and Georgia where I'm playing in the 11.
Yeah, and these three are powerhouse of batting. Add Bharti Fulmali as well. Kanika Ahuja, who always win you the crunch games with the late lower order hitting, and if you talk about pacers, you have Kashi Gautam, Kim Garth is also there. So they are a very balanced side with Rajeshwari Gaikwad bringing the spin department. And mind you, Tita Sidhu was never dropped because of her poor form or performance. She was injured, that's why she got dropped and did find place in DC because of having Marizan Cap, Sutherland, and Shikha Pandey were given preference over Tita Sadhu. So
Correct.
if she's fit and ready to go, I guess watch out for Tita Sadhu. She will. It's a redemption time for her as well.
Similarly, Sophie Devine was the costliest player for the Giants in this auction table. Who's your captain? Is it once again going to be a Beth Mooney, Paji?
I think it could be
I think
Ashley
Ash
Gardner.
Gardner.
Ash Gardner. Yes.
Yeah.
Both
Okay,
me and
Ash.
Deepu. We have selected
Both
Ash
the Delhi
Gardner.
Capitals fans says the Ash Gardner. I feel it's going to be Sophie Devine rather. Orko, your thoughts?
Well, of course, I think Beth Mooney or Ash Gardner would be the ones they look at, not maybe Sophie Devine just yet, because just recently she hung up her boots. They would relatively want a player who is, in her playing days and equally experienced. So I think one among Ash Gardner or Beth Mooney would take up the leadership for them.
Okay, that looks a good squad to be honest, and the Aussies taking up leadership. They have enough experience of making it to the finals. But before the auction started, we were certain that one team will dictate terms in the auction table. And when the auction began, let me tell the viewers as well behind the scenes. And Deepu said, "Is it a WPL auction? Is it a UP Warriors auction?" And I can certainly tell you that it's a UP Warriors was dictating terms while the auction was a WPL. I'll come to you, Deepu, and straight away ask you what an auction for the UP Warriors, and how do you look into, first of all, before I come to Orko, what are your thoughts? How do you look into the side? Costliest player, Deepti Sharma, without a doubt. She has been picked in terms of the RTM as well. They've gone with few more big names too, as you can see it on your screen. But Shikha Pandey, Meg Lanning, Phoebe Litchfield too. Your thoughts?
Well, see, again, they robbed us off. They took Deepti Sharma from us. They took our captain from us. So, obviously, it's very painful. We'll see them in the matches as they come. There's some revenge time for with UP now. But yeah, I think a really good squad with Meg Lanning coming up, Deepti Sharma, Sophie Christian, Faye Litchfield. You just named them, and it's a deadly batting lineup already. In the bowling department, also they've got Kranti Gaud, they've got Deandra Doughton coming up. Of how will they make their playing 11? That's going to be my question here. How with so many stars lined up over there, I think UP have done a great job under Abhishek Nair. Yeah, just need to see how they frame their first 11. That will be the challenge for them.
Fair enough, but when we talk about what looks like about the other players and world boss Deandra Doughton once again gets aside. This time it's the Warriors Orko. But I'll certainly ask you something off the pitch, and that is in the auction table. First time, you certainly will know that Abhishek Nair has been there in the hot seat in the table. How did you look into? You certainly watched him closely because ahead of the IPL auction, where you will also keep his close eye on his performance. Has he done a good job?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he made some smart moves. He chose to not retain people like Deepti Sharma, and got them for a fairly decent price as well, and also giving respect to the kind of player they are. Then they got Sophie Eccleston as well for an absolute steal. 85 lakhs for a player of that caliber who can bowl at the death as well. Comes with that experience, being an English superstar. I think definitely the kind of moves he made, apart from those debatable exclusions which he didn't retain, and even the way he uses RTMs, it seemed pretty smart. But again, I wouldn't bring KKR in the comparison, though we know that they will also come,
Correct.
with a huge purse. But there, there'll be people like Mysore and all also who would dictate terms. But here, Nair had more of a free hand, so it was good to see that.
Absolutely, but if you look into the bowling department too, Deepu, they have got a few experience was. Tanan Morris is there. Chloe Tryon is one of the big names. I can certainly see a proven match winner. Captain material Meg Lanning is there. If you want the captain, if you want an Indian captain, Deepti Sharma. Once again, same dilemma as Delhi Capitals going through. Harleen Deol has been brought back into the side. But are you feeling happy or disappointed that it came it so late? Somewhere like a Pratika Rawal was retained in the last player for the UP Warriors.
Yeah, to somewhat yes, because she was in the World Cup, even Harleen Deol. But I think the only reason being that both of them start a little bit slow. In T20 is obviously a fast-paced game. Maybe that was the reason. But I think they have got a great squad in on obviously Pratika and her, what's the other name? Harman Deol, I think. Yeah. So
Harleen
yes,
Deol, yeah. Pratika
Harleen
and
Deol.
Harleen Deol, according to you, slow starts but good picks. But Paji, according to you, does injury come into the mind for the management of not going to Pratika Rawal?
Maybe that what might have been thought of Pratika Rawal for an injury and all, because there's a clause now. If you happen to get a injured player, and if she is injured, she's not fit, you cannot replace her. So might be the reason. But I was just
Wow.
amazed looking at a squad. First of all, I just wanted to rectify you. It's not a UP Warriors squad. Make it a all 11 or world 11, because you have a South African, you have Australian, you have England, you have West Indies, and Indian contingent as well, and also it was not it was Abhishek versus Nair versus दादा एंड पांच जिंदल, बिकॉज जिसके लिए दिल्ली पिक किया था उसको अभिषेक काट रहा था अपनी स्ट्रेटेजी के साथ. सो इट वाज अ ग्रेट
Absolutely.
ऑप्शन फॉर
But
यूपी वॉरियर्स.
I wanted to ask you because you were watching and everyone were watching it closely. Couple of instances there were where Delhi Capitals wanted a same player, then went to the right to match card, but Delhi left it in the same price, did not increase the amount. What's your thought on that? Do you think that was a poor move, or do you think Delhi knows? For example, it was 60 lakh for somebody of a player. They didn't go for a 70, 75 lakh just to increase the budget of the UP Warriors. Should have that been done? Even if you don't want the player, you think, what if the opponent leaves it for a 75, then you run a loss?
Actually, I guess Delhi don't want it, because if they have wanted them, they would have gone. They could have increased the price if Delhi wanted that player, or they played some bit safe as well. They might be having plan B as well, because अगर ये ना मिला तो हम वो ले लेंगे. Or so they wanted to don't want to risk, because the budget was less. Had Delhi also had 8 crores or 9 crores, then definitely what you are saying, Delhi would have
Yep.
done that as well. So 5.7 was very tricky situation for them as well, and they have to play smartly with that kind of budget. So they were doing smart things, because 3.2 crore we got to escape from Deepti Sharma. So we don't want to take any more chances like that.
Yeah, that
So
was
I
an
guess
early
Delhi was
scare early
also
in the
smart in
auction
buying,
table.
and UP were very smart in the buying. I guess both the teams are.
UP,
If you look at
certainly.
UP Warriors and Delhi, these are the other two teams who have the balanced squad.
Okay,
But
I'll
I will
come to the
give
balance squad in the last segment
but
of
I
the
will
show.
give
But
full marks. I will give 1+ rating to UP Warriors squad with
okay,
the
I'll
bench
hear that.
strength.
I'll
Yes.
hear for all of your thoughts. But out of the top five of the top buys, Deepu, three of them have been for the UP Warriors. Deepti Sharma, Shikha Pandey, Meg Lanning. If you look into the experience, it doesn't say anything. They have tons of experience, all three players. Do you think it's a balanced squad, UP Warriors?
It's a B squad of Delhi Capitals, to be honest, given that they have taken most of our players. But yes, it's a really good squad, as I said. Meg Lanning, obviously a stable captain. Obviously, she's going to be the captain, I feel. Obviously,
Okay.
for three finals with Delhi. So, yeah, I think they've got a great squad. How they make their first 11 will be their primary challenge, what I see, because they've got plenty of talent even on the bench as well. So, now they have made the team, but Abhishek Nair has a job on his hands. To how they make up their first 11 come 9th of January. So yeah, that will be their primary challenge, as what I
Absolutely
feel.
correct. But four RTMs were used by the UP Warriors, Orko, and four of them were Kranti Groth. You had Kiran Navgir, I'm sorry, Sophie Eccleston, and Deepti Sharma. Four crucial players, but which one was your big one? You think that this player certainly should have been a no-brainer? Is it a Deepti Sharma or is it somebody else?
I think
Uh,
Sophie Eccleston, was a proper, RTM choice because she is someone who can give you a lot of value in the middle overs, even the depth as well, the experience she has. I think given the price she was in, I think that's maybe why they went for her. And Deepti Sharma, no one was bidding for her. It was literally a 50 lakh to sudden jump, to 3.2 crore. But of course, she was someone who was with this team even previously. But if you look at it as a steal perspective, then maybe RTM on Eccleston for such a cheap price was definitely a deal breaker for them.
Okay, then 85 lakh for a Sophie Eccleston is a steal deal. And just like you said, Paji also says the same. Final segment, not waste any more time. One word, as short as you can. Starting with you, Orko, how much do you rate the Delhi Capitals squad out of 10?
Well, they're pretty balanced. I would definitely rate them an 8.5 out of 10. And almost all the squads are doing well, but yeah, Delhi 8.5 definitely.
So you're going for all five, 8.5? Then I'll take that.
No, I'll go for 8.5 for Delhi for now. We'll see the rest definitely.
Okay, 8.5. He keeps it suspense, and I like that. Gurpal Paji
Mm-hmm.
for you, 8.5? Or is it more?
I'll give 8.5 because thoda sa bench strength and we have a Indian fast bowling on a weaker side.
Okay, so 8.5 for DC, 2 for Delhi, Gurpal Paji. Or Deepu, final for you?
I'll go with it. Obviously, the pace department, and I'm not happy with the keeping department too. So yeah, those two things, make up the challenge for
Tanya
DC.
Tanya Bhatia
Oh,
आधा point कटवा दिया.
Yeah,
oh,
that's why. That's the reason.
okay.
That's the reason.
8.5, 8 says Deepu. So this is an average of 8 to 8.5 for the Delhi Capitals. Next up, RCB. Orko, your thoughts?
And definitely nine. I mean, they have all bases covered. They have a good Indian contingent. They have strong players in the middle order, especially in the finishing. They have someone like Smriti and Ellis Perry, at the top. So I think RCB literally have no weaknesses. So I would rate them a solid 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Gurpal Paji?
Same 8.5. I will keep 8.5 because again, I feel it is a chasing team. Can they defend?
Okay.
Can they defend? And what will be the form of the players in January? That will also
Fair
be
enough.
major
Okay,
thing.
so he
So there's
says the teasing
not
side.
much taken in between.
1.5 marks card the Apache because of not being able to defend targets. Deepu for you?
I'll give 8.5. My primary reason being, obviously I don't find a leg spinner over there. I'm a fan of Risties, so yeah, they have missed out on that. So yeah, I'm cutting out 1.5 mark.
1.5 for a leg spinner, says Deepu. 8.5 is his score. The Mumbai Indians now, Orko. Your thoughts?
Well, bit of bowling problem, I would say. Otherwise, they have their bases covered, and largely retained their squad as well. Didn't have much work to do, and they were smart enough to get back Amelia Kerr. So maybe an 8, just because the bowling aspect is something I'm worried about. But otherwise, a good team.
8 out of 10 says the Mumbai
Yeah.
Indians. Orko, your thoughts, the Gurpal Paji?
Eight, same eight because they have
8.5.
maintained
8 rather.
they have maintained their core definitely. But again, it will depend upon Nat Silverbrand, Haley Matthews, Amelia Kerr has to come to party with bat and ball to give them that balance. Because I know if the group's last stages matches are in DY Patel, then Harmanpreet knows the pitch of the DY Patel as she told in
Okay,
World Cup.
8 out of
मुझे
10.
DY
And
Patel पता है कैसे खेलते हैं.
everyone was excited to play DY Patil in the World Cup too. But Deepu, your thoughts?
I'll give 7.5. The reason being obviously the pace bowling, and I
Okay.
think the side is heavily dependent on Matthews, Brunt, Harman, and Amelia Kerr. I don't see,
All the big names.
yeah, the lower order I think looks a little bit flat to me, and obviously the pace department as I mentioned. So yeah, maybe it will be tough, and maybe it might not be the year for MI. So yeah,
Average
7.5.
score about 7.5 to 8 for the
Yeah.
Mumbai Indians. Moving into the Gujarat Giants, Orko now. As short as you can.
Well, they are balanced, but I would still rate them an 8.5. But yeah, they look a balanced side overall.
8.5 according to you for the Gujarat Giants. Gurpal Paji?
I will go with 8, and I'm interested to see who will be the captain. Ash Gardner will be the captain what they will choose again, but eight is for me.
The Gujarat
But they
Giants.
tend
Deepu,
to do
anything?
lot of changes. They are
Yeah,
inconsistent.
that is
एक दो
absolutely
मैच
true.
हारे तो एकदम से they create panic. They go into panic mode. That kind of
But
thing.
now they have a lot of experienced players. So will they make that panic button or not? But Deepu,
Yeah.
your thoughts? Eight or less?
I'll give it. Obviously, the reasons being, they are still dependent on their overseas contingent. The Indian contingent needs to be sorted out. They've got a few capped players, but where will they fit them in their playing 11? That's the challenge. So yeah, I'll give it to them.
Eight to them as well. Final thoughts. The team that dictates terms and that did take terms in this auction too. UP Warriors. Orko.
Well, again, they had a good option, definitely, but I'll still rate them 8.5 because, they have too many
Wow.
options as to who they'll play. And even a bit of a wicket keeping problem, Litchfield is not a regular keeper. Will they go for her or will they go for Sehrawat? Again, not a very regular keeper. So I think that keeping issue is a thing, which is, of course, the case for the team. He also coaches, that is KKR. So I think those are the kind of tweaks which they didn't do. So that's why I would rate them an 8.5.
8.5. Gujarat UP Warriors. I'm sorry. Paji, your thoughts?
9.5 and would love to meet them in finals. UP versus Delhi
Okay.
final would be a classic. Yogi
Paji is
versus
also predicted my second question. He's understanding what I'm trying to ask him. 9.5 plus a final prediction of UP versus Delhi. I'll cut you
they
there
will be
straight away.
disappointed if they don't qualify for the finals. They will be
True.
disappointed too.
True. Absolutely.
Yeah.
With this squad. Deepu?
I'll go nine. Obviously, agreeing with Ako's point that they have a wicket keeping issue in Litchfield and Sehrawat, who's gonna keep. So based on that, I think I'll cut 1 point from them.
अरे
Okay.
कोई
9
फर्क नहीं
out of
पड़ेगा
10.
विकेट कीपर से। हमने ऋचा घोष से हमने वर्ल्ड कप में कीपिंग करवा दी है ना, जीत लिया ना वर्ल्ड कप। अभिषेक
No,
संभाल
she's
लेगा।
the proper
ये
wicket keeper. No
ये
disrespect to
संभाल
that,
लेगा।
Paji.
We also
But
have Tanzania Bhatia, whether we'll win
you
this time or
said a
not. That's
DC
easy.
versus UP final. Deepu, your thoughts? Who's your finalist?
Delhi and UP, obviously we want to see Meg again on the losing side, but she'll be happy as well. So yeah, mixed bag,
Okay,
but yeah,
DC
Delhi
versus
and
UP
UP.
for you.
Yeah.
Orko, final thoughts? Your teams for the finals?
Well, I think DC was UP for me as well. I mean, definitely RCB did seem a strong side, but somehow, if you look at balance, maybe DC versus UP would be the side for me as well, who would make it to the final.
Everyone has, on average, it says 7.58, 8.59, 9.5 for UP Warriors, and said the same two teams, all three of them had said RCB, Mumbai, GG, not even in the contentions for the finals. That's the beauty of the WPL and the auction. Thanks a lot, all of you. Yes, Paji?
जीजी के तारे गर्दिश में है। जहाँ पे जीजी नाम आता है उसके तारे गर्दिश में है। एंड
No, we
प्लीज
don't bring
भाई
that.
मुंबई को पहले हटा देना। अगर वो डीवाई पाटिल में घुस गए फाइनल के लिए
They
तो
are a
हरमन की
different
टीम को
side.
हटाना मुश्किल
Absolutely. They
है।
are a different side. But thanks a lot, all three of you. Thanks to all the viewers for watching this video. A successful WPL auction. We thoroughly enjoyed it. Hope all the teams can turn out in good numbers and perform well to entertain all of us. And may the best team win WPL 2026. Till then, don't forget to subscribe to the Fifth Umpire. Press the bell icon as well. Thank you so much. And bye bye.